is now fired because a bunch of cynical women who had bad experiences with men treat every man, especially the black ones, like they're a problem, like they're a parasite, like they're a predator every single time you see them in fucking reality. Back at you with another video. I know everybody's been seeing this TikTok teacher letting the students take his braids out. I'm gonna give some commentary on this because I think it's an important topic, and I think from everything I've been seeing on the reaction channels, I just ain't been liking what people are talking about. So I'm gonna give my take. Um, you guys have been doing nothing but blessing me. The academics video is at 6,500 views. Like wow, for a channel that had 150 subscribers. I think you guys got me over 150 new subs in 2 days. All of the comments of people just giving their opinions on my reactions. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. Like I can't even fathom enough how important this is. To the one commenter though who said who said I'm shooting videos from a fallout shelter. First off, fuck you, bro. That was hilarious. I laughed my ass off. This is my basement. So like I have a house above me and this is my basement. Like, and yeah, it doesn't look like your standard reaction room, I guess. But like this is what I got. This is the space I got. I think I'm gonna put some posters in the background to clean the background up a little bit. But I have no problem. I have no problem at all with people jumping in the comment sections, making jokes. I don't care, bro. Like I don't. Like just be nice. Like I don't mind some jokes. Like don't be a dick. Like um but yeah, you guys have been amazing to me. Thank you so much. Like thank you so much. Like I didn't think anyone would care what I had to say. So I started this channel maybe like a year ago and like kind of made some videos that got like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 views. And then when the Drake and Kendrick stuff happened, I was just so excited about like rap, like about hip hop, about culture. I was so excited about that happening. And my girl gets so tired of listening to me go on hour long rants about how important Kendrick's this is, how important what Drake is saying is. So I just started coming into the basement and just making videos, and you guys are liking them. So thank you so much, man. You guys are great. Let's get into this video.
Time I decided to live stream my students helping me take my hair out. There was quite the discourse in the chat, which had people saying this was inappropriate and other people saying this was completely fine. There was nothing wrong with what I was doing and people were just making it weird. So of course I had to bring this issue to the big stage. I would like to represent myself in this case, Your Honor, if I may. Number one, for a little context, I had a hair appointment immediately after school and I needed my hair taken out beforehand. I would have taken it out the night before, but that Friday we had a camera crew coming in to shoot a promotional video and I was one of the ones being interviewed. So I had to look presentable, so I didn't take my hair out. I didn't have the time to do it all myself because it would have taken me forever. So naturally I asked about 4 or 5 of my over 100 best friends to assist me in taking my hair out and they all agreed. Number two, this was at the end of class. This week we were doing STEM fair presentations. Since it was Friday and all of my students did an excellent job on their STEM field projects and presentations, I told them if we get one solid presentation in this class, I'll end class a little early and they can have fun and play basketball, darts, or be on their phones or whatever. And during that time, my team would help me take my hair out. A couple of these were students from my class, but others were students from other classes. I would offer them a pass at the beginning of the class period, requesting their assistance 10 minutes before dismissal. I told the teachers only send them if all of their work was completed and they had good behavior. They all met the criteria, so 10 minutes before dismissal, they showed up for their job. My next point I'd like to make is if I was a female teacher, those people wouldn't be in the comments saying, oh, this is weird, this is inappropriate. Because me personally, I don't think there's anything weird about this. People are saying, oh, that's too intimate. To me, it's literally just hair. It doesn't have to be weird. Some people have never had cool teachers and it shows. I personally believe that building authentic relationships with students is paramount in being an effective teacher. I make sure my students know and can feel that I care about them beyond the schoolwork and all the stuff that I have to make them do. I take the time to get to know my students outside of academics, because caring for the whole child is what's important. Some of these students have been with me since I was a substitute 4 years ago. They see me as a big brother or a father figure, as some of them say. And me, I don't want kids of my own, so all of these kids are literally my children. And in case you're wondering about their parents, most of them follow me on social media and always talk about my videos with their kids. They always tell me that they're so grateful that their kids have someone like me in their life. In my admin, they're well aware of my social media presence and they love my videos. To me, this is just another wholesome moment that I'm having with my kids that I was fortunate enough to catch on film. Since I'm a science teacher, one thing that I teach my students about is symbiosis. Symbiosis deals with the relationships between organisms. The type of relationship that I like to foster in my class is mutualism, or mutualistic relationship, which means both organisms benefit from the exchange. So when my students have good behavior, complete all their assignments, and do everything that a scholar is supposed to do, I reward them with downtime and just time to just be a kid, be on their phones, play games, gossip, so on and so forth. My students and I work hard and we play harder. I'm fortunate enough to have students that feel safe and comfortable around me. Safe to
Okay. We're just gonna stop it there. You get the gist of it. And I would like to start this off with saying I completely understand both sides of the argument. I do. Especially to the older black women. Like, I'm not here to say you're jaded. I'm not here to invalidate your experience. I'm not here to make you feel like it's as if your input is wrong. I know, as you know, how cynical, how evil, and how untrustworthy humans are. And throughout your experience, you've probably shared that same experience as me. With that being said, this teacher is doing a service. And it's important to remember that. He's doing a service. Like, I watch this video, I look at the interaction between him and the kids. Nothing feels inappropriate. Everything about this video that I am seeing tells me that, and I could be wrong. I'm always okay with being wrong. Nothing about this says inappropriate. It doesn't seem like he's interacting with one of the girls more than the other. They're not touching on him any way, shape, or form. And I think everything about this says, like, okay, he's in a public building around other adults who can walk in and out as they please. There's other students in the room. It's on video. It isn't as if he asked these young women to come to his house and braid his hair after school or take his hair down after school. This is like this seems as appropriate as it can be. And as he says, they finished all their work. I made sure every teacher that they was at, if they wasn't in my class, made sure they didn't send them. Like, he took the necessary steps. I understand women and the men who are like, this is weird, but you also have to understand that your experience in life isn't these children's experience. It isn't. As adults, it is our job to guide children into understanding what safe, healthy, with boundaries relationships with older men and women are. In this case, it seems as if he's just a younger teacher who understands maybe more than some of the older women who are commenting on this, what these younger kids are interested in. What I see more in this video versus anything creepy is I see all of them little girls looking into the camera because they know he's on TikTok live. They're probably looking at the comics. They're excited. It's a welcoming environment. I don't see anything creepy. With that being said, if you're new to the channel, go watch some of the videos. I go on fucking rants. It breaks my fucking heart. Genuinely. As a black man, it breaks my fucking heart to see that. What do you want from black men? Like, what the fuck do you want from us? You get a black man who seemingly is just being the absolute antithesis of what you want black men to be, especially for young black women, and you demonize him. I read, and I don't know if this is true, he got fired. It, I'm What the fuck do you want from us? Honestly, I get it. I get it. Not every man is a great man. Not every man wants the best. But we have to take what we see as the reality of the situation. This black man who spent a significant amount of his time, his energy, his money into becoming an educator, not only achieved that, but came into some of these kids' lives being a positive role model, creating a healthy, with boundaries, respectful relationship with some of these black women, maybe giving them the baseline for what they will use with how they interact with black men in the future. See the problem that I think I see a lot in some of these comments is a lot of these women don't have positive interactions with men, not even just black men, with men. Listen, what do you want from black men? What the fuck do y'all want? Because what you are going to create is you're going to create an environment where black men and male teachers in general disassociate, disengage, and distance their young female students from not only education, but counseling. Because throughout my experience, some of my teachers have been my biggest counselors, my biggest advocates, my first stop for guidance. What happens if I got teachers who no longer even associate on a personal level with their students because they don't want the backlash of the internet? Now, you can say, hey, he shouldn't have put it on the internet, but he says in the video, a lot of these students' parents watch my TikToks. You want to know why? Because a lot of these students' parents is probably 35 and 40. Motherfuckers ain't having kids at 50 and 55 years old. Like, a lot of, like, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. I go on the internet every single day and be told by a multitude of timelines, whether it be IG, Facebook, Twitter, that black men are underachieving, that black men aren't standing up for black women, that black men aren't protecting black women, black men aren't giving guidance, they're not being leaders, and then you get one who is seemingly doing everything you want him to do, and you just get him fired. Would you, like, some of these girls probably don't have fathers in the household. Some of these girls probably don't have positive male relationships outside of school. This is probably the only relationship that they have with a male, especially a black one, with them being young black girls, where they can get the male perspective. And I'm saying healthily. Everything that I am saying is in a healthy environment. So don't misinterpret what I'm saying as, oh, whatever. But maybe they're coming to him for guidance. Hey, Mr. Whatever your name is, I'm having this issue at home, or blah, blah, I'm having these issues with these girls. What should I do? They're bullying me, whatever it may be. And getting a male perspective on it. Hey, Mr. Blah, blah, blah. I even like, maybe not, I like this boy to some extent, but that's probably something they should have with the parents. But just real life interaction. Like, do you want teachers to just come into school and be robots, teach the lessons, and then never interact with the kids on a more personal level? Or is this, once again, just another situation where we're going to demonize a black man for seemingly doing nothing wrong? I don't know what you want. I've seen a multitude of videos of young black girls playing with their teachers' hairs, their female teachers' hair, and there's no problem with that. I've seen comments like, oh, why don't he have the boys do it? What boys you know want to take down another boy's hair? Honestly, it ain't even about a gender thing at this point. What boys do you know that's like, oh, mister, let me take your hair down? No, that's not how this works, man. Like, and once again, I'm not saying the other side is wrong. What I am saying is as a black man, like, You want to be a positive role model for these young women coming up. You want to show young women that what they're seeing on the timelines aren't reality. And I think what's happening is some of these adults spend so much time on the timeline that the reality is whatever the timeline tells them it is. This man is doing nothing. Now, if more evidence pops up of him being weird and all of that, then that's fine, whatever. But from what we can see, it isn't like a student complained. It isn't like a teacher complained. It isn't like anybody was like, hey, this dude's weird. None of that. He posted something on TikTok, which I think is just crazy in general, because once you open the realm of public discourse, someone's offended by something. Someone is going to be offended by anything. But I think it's even more important that he did this, because what are we doing? What the fuck do yous want from black men? Honestly, what do yous want from us? You want us to treat your fucking daughters like little like robots that we just teach and fucking send out into the world? No, like, these are people. These young women are people. They're having real life situations, even if it's not as extravagant. Extravagant's the wrong word. Even if it's not as intricate or as important as it is in our adult lives, to them, what seems to be 12, 13, and 14-year-old girls, little things are big things. And they might not be able to go home and even talk to their fucking mothers about it. That's the problem I have, because let's not sit here and act like black men are just the catalyst for everything wrong in the black community. Hey, listen, let's be real. Some of these young black girls don't feel comfortable going home and talking to their mother. So what happens when they can't talk to their mother? They don't have an uncle. They don't have a father. And the only person that they have a little bit of trust in and feel open enough to tell their problems to is now fired, because a bunch of cynical women who had bad experiences with men treat every man, especially the black ones, like they're a problem, like they're a parasite, like they're a predator, every single time you see them in fucking reality. I don't know, man. This irks my nerves, because some of these girls could be going to him and like, hey, mister, I don't have something to eat in my house, or hey, I'm not feeling great, or hey, I just lately been feeling like, or hey, they probably live, this looks like a prep school, so maybe they're not in the hood, but hey, one of my friends just passed away. One of my other friends just got shot. And emotional support that they're probably not getting at home. And now the only teacher they have is fired, and they're probably never going to feel comfortable with trying to interact with another teacher, especially not a male one, in that type of situation, because they don't want to get the teacher in trouble. They probably also have some guilt on their own. There's so much that needs to be talked about in this situation outside of, it's just he's wrong. He's not wrong. He's treating these young women like women. He's treating them like young adults. He's treating them the way they should be treated. There's nothing wrong with him having them take down his hair. It would be wrong if they was doing this, if you ask me, if they was doing this outside of the school and these was his students, that would be way more wrong to me. Inside the school, cool. There was a class in my middle school who, at the end of the day, used to fucking play PlayStation. Just, PlayStation isn't the time. You shouldn't be playing PlayStation in school. The teacher play with them too. Madden, all that. Shit talking, all that. They be in there shit talking. I'm better than you. You suck. Get off my controller. The teacher's saying, get off my controller. Bring the next one in. All of that is love. It's fun. That's what honestly, I want all teachers to go into the profession with this level of passion of wanting to help. Because these kids are going to spend a significant amount of time in school. 8 hours a day in school, dealing with these teachers for 4 or 5 years at a time, all of this time. I would hope that these teachers have the love, the passion to want to just not be teachers, but also be a shoulder to lean on to some of these kids, because they don't have it. I don't like the demonization of black men. I hate it with a passion. I hate it. It makes us feel like we're insignificant to society. It makes us feel like we're not needed. And then you complain when we disassociate with all of the priorities that you put on our shoulders, when every time we try to do it, we never get the credit for it. We always get demonized because we're not doing it the way you want us to. Once again, I'm not blaming black women for this, but we have to be accountable for each other. We have to be accountable for the fact that nothing that we know from this video says that this man is a bad guy, except your feelings. Your feelings are invalid. Your feelings aren't fact. Stop always using your feelings to create lifelong decisions, especially when you're creating those decisions for other people. When your outrage stands from the fact that maybe you've had bad experiences with black men, doesn't equate it to the diaspora of black men. I can concede there are bad men in this world. I can also concede there are bad women in this world. Guess what? There are bad people in this world. But just because there are some bad people in this world, you don't get to put that label on all people. Because now what you did is you probably separated a teacher, a good teacher, a passionate teacher who loves to teach, away from his students because your feelings made you pick a decision that isn't in the best interest of your children. And with that, I'm out.